So I appreciate your question about intentional transformation, about the life decision that an initiate or a seeker makes to become very intentional about the process of the flowering of awakening, the process of the flowering of enlightenment, and to also understand the purpose of accelerated awakening. And so when you're in the presence of a rishi, the awakening is going to be accelerated because the spiritual fire is accelerated. And so I have moved through all the fires of rendering pure, all the fires of transformation, if you will, and I exist in the fire of divine will. I exist in oneness with divine will, and that fire is absolute. It is a very certain, it's a very substantive energy. We masters call that the electric fire, or the cosmic fire, if you will. So the closer you come to the fire, the more that you take the mask off, the more that you open the doors of your heart, the more that you let the walls come down, the closer you are able to come into the spiritual fire and ultimately the divine fire, the final annihilator of identity, of ego, of desires that keep you on the karmic wheel, if you will. So it is the intensification of spiritual fire that defines accelerated awakening. The beauty and the perfection of the royal path is that those who tread the path, who are transcendent through the pillar of light, through divine connection, through the practices and methods of the masters, the great masters, this is the royal path of the great masters. It's the path of the spiritual hierarchy, if you will. Then you are afforded the greatest illumination. You are afforded the greatest intensity of spiritual fire. Accelerated awakening, dear ones, lessens the suffering. It aids and assists the disciple to finish the carping wheel, to be complete with one's personal karma, to finish it, to be done, to be complete. And so the beauty of accelerated awakening is that the fire naturally is more intense. And that means it burns away the impurities, the carnal desires, the things that otherwise would distract you from divine focus, from divine immersion, from divine absorption. And so indeed, come closer to the fire. That is what truly is going to illumine you to the greatest. So when we speak of the annihilation of the ego, when we speak of burning and purifying and being rendered to ashes, the only thing that is being burnt to ashes, dear one, is that which no longer serves. And so to burn away that which no longer serves, that is what opens the doors to your master self. That's what opens the doors to the monad, to your logos state of being. That's what opens the door to your timeless presence. That aspect of yourself that is already enlightenment itself and cannot possibly be otherwise. So you've heard me say that you are already enlightened because it's true. But if the fire burns away all other illusion that would lead you to think or feel or understand it any differently, you indeed are already enlightened. So come close to the fire, let it burn. And the only thing that happens is the clouds and mists of illusion are uplifted, are dissipated, are burnt away. It's just utterly the most exquisite path to walk. when you've made that decision that this is your lifetime to awaken, and for those of you who have made the decision that this is your lifetime to flower your enlightenment, this is the lifetime, it is your legacy of enlightenment lifetime, then yes, invoke the fire, open to the fire, become the fire, the spiritual fire of awakening. And then you too can become a Rishi of radiance and divine fire as we all move forward with the divine plan for intentional transformation, but moreover, for the conscious choice for ascension. 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 Fire. Ascension. Ascension.